answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Hey folks, we are all of us, all too familiar with the expression, money talks, bullshit walks. Folks, it's not going to be about money. Well, it's always about money. Or is it wealth? Or is it stuff? Right? Money talks, bullshit walks. Well, when you're hungry, food talks, or at least your stomach is talking to you about food. When you feel threatened, self-defense talks and bullshit runs and hides. Right? But, let's just look at this from the money perspective. What's driving the bad guys? It's power, greed, wealth. Right? The bad guys want Ukraine. And Putin, who is the bad guy, wants Ukraine left unoccupied by NATO. So we have this conflict. We have SHTF. We have Cerveza bug. And don't forget the Jim Jones juice and how many billions and billions and billions of dollars that's worth. How much power and control, right? What's in your SHTF wallet, folks? That's where we're at, SHTF. Here I am in the bunker. I'm going to be looking at a beautiful fried Spam dinner. Maybe a little mac and cheese. Probably a sprout salad to go with it. But, that's what we got now. I mean, let's take a little look around the world and you can decide for yourself. Do you need to be finding these, folks? Finding these deals we talk about, the deal of how to get prepped. Do you need to be finding those, or should you be watching Dancing with the Stars? And should you be watching Netflix for your entertainment? I say it's food, water filtration. I say it's self-defense. Because we're seeing how the world is coming down, ratchet down. Now, the Germans are being told to take fewer showers, folks, because energy is more expensive. Energy is money. Energy is wealth. And without it, you got SHTF. Well, in terms of cleanliness, Germans, I guess, are going to be unshowered. They're going to ask everyone in the world to join the wear a sweater club to stay warm. That wisdom, remember that? Well, if you're cold, just wear a sweater. Folks, the Germans are going to smell like the immigrants who are overrunning their country. Go Germany. But it's not just Germany, folks. It's going to be all of our problems, right? It's going to be all of our problems. I mean, Germany right now, folks, is suffering literally the highest inflation they've had since 1949. Now, I didn't talk about the 1930s Nazi era. I did not talk about the 1920s hyperinflationary scenario of the Weimar Republic. I'm talking about 1949, folks. 30%. They passed 30% in inflation. The United States government has claimed 7%, 10% for the United States. We all know it's a little bit higher. But still, Germany is in far worse shape because they have relied far more heavily, right, on others to supply their needs. What mistake has the United States made? We rely on other countries to provide us with cheap oil, while American oil companies sell American oil overseas for more money. Yep, funny how that works. It's always about them enriching themselves, right? I mean, did you really realize that Germany's inflation was that high? The reality, folks, is coming home, and it's coming home fast. Get prepared. It's just, this is where we're now at, right? And when it comes to home here in America, Netflix has taken an absolute dive. It's the end of the FANG stocks era, right? Is this the dot-com bubble 2.0? Netflix is failing and it's falling apart, folks. But really, when we look at Netflix, what has it produced? Movies. It provided a service, folks, that is basically available for free everywhere if you have an internet connection and a smart TV. right? I have a Roku smart TV, and I have all of the old movies I want for free. You know, if I had the time to sit around and just watch movies. But Netflix is on the down. Netflix is part of the FANG stocks. Netflix is part of the tech boom. What have they produced, right? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, those are the FANG stocks. And only Amazon does anything, and they are just a store. They're not producing anything. They're just distributing goods, right? For 15 years, America hasn't invested in creating things, folks, to any significant degree. We've exported our manufacturing. Trump tried bringing manufacturing back big time, and you know how that went. He got rejected and shit on. But for 15 years, folks, America hasn't invested in creating things. The lack of real value, right, is now present. The lack of real value, that perspective is now present. SHTF is here, right? Bye-bye, Zark Muckerberg. You know, what is happening to our economy? What is happening to our currency, our dollars? They're not purchasing as much. Do you think it's going to get better from here on out? Do you think we've hit bottom? Right? Well, Twitter, folks, has jumped up. Well, isn't that like a FANG stock, John? Well, yeah, it is. It's a lot like a FANG stock. It's a tech stock. Do they really produce anything? Not in the way of goods or prepper services like food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. No. But Twitter does provide an avenue of control. It's a control mechanism for political and philosophical thought, or political thought. And Twitter has jumped, but not because it's such a valuable tool. It's because that valuable tool is likely to trade hands. Musk has filed a 13D, which is a form that goes to the SEC, signaling that he has secured funding. It's not just talk now at this point. It's very real that Musk could take that over. And it is very much coming out now, very much admitted that the CIA and other federal government bureaucracies rely on social media to maintain a particular narrative for, they say, national security purposes. We've got to control the things said by people. We've got to control the Russian misinformation by providing their own propaganda. This is part of the economy, though, folks. It doesn't have real value. Does it provide a real service? Right? Will you rely on social media when you can't buy gas and you can't get food and your paycheck isn't going to pay the bills? Are you going to give a shit about Facebook at that point if it gets that bad in your world? Are you prepared is the big question. And you're going to have to be prepared to act on your own behalf. Yeah, Elon Musk is going to play his games, folks. He's going to play his games. Right? There's always going to be political propaganda. But if you can't get to work, if you can't feed your family or yourself, what kind of world are you going to be living in? Right? We talked about Germany and its energy costs going up. Don't take as many showers. Wear a sweater. How are you supposed to power your electric vehicle, whether it's a car or a bike, if you can't afford to keep the lights on and take a warm shower? Says a lot, doesn't it? This switch to EVs is not going to be a money-saving move, folks. It's just going to be a transfer or a change in the way you transfer your dollars into their profits. Now, the energy roller coaster. Let's finish with this. All it does is go up and up and up. I mean, normally roller coasters, you kind of go along and then you scream as you go down, ah, and you get to the bottom, then it goes up a little. The energy roller coaster goes up. It goes, ah, and it levels out, and then ah, and it levels out, and then ah. It's always going up and up and up the whole way, and you will pay, folks. Oil is jumping again, and they're blaming it on Russia. That's right. The second wave of the Russian oil shock begins. Yep. We're still trying to figure out what the first wave has done to us and how to deal with it. Now there's a second wave. Look out, folks. What is in your wallet? Do you have cash that's losing value to the tune of 10% or more a year? What do you have, right? Or do you have the things you need? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. That's going to be the value. Do you have entertainment? Or do you have your thoughts together? Have you been understanding the world by participating here? Or have you been, goofing off? It doesn't take all day long. That's my job. It doesn't take all day long to understand this. Just got to put in a little bit of time, a little bit of thought, make some hard decisions, and get prepared. Because chance favors the prepared mind, and I'm glad you are a prepper. Semper Fi, everyone. We'll be back with, what do we call that thing? Yeah, Free for All Friday. I'll see you then, folks. Semper Fi.